Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be smoking some Barbacoa, aka beef cheek, aka Cachete. So what you got in front of you is a piece of beef cheek or cachete for barbacoa. First thing you want to do is you want to get it out of the wrapper. You want to pat it dry a little bit. This one you do want to try to remove as much of the non-rendable fat as possible. So when you first get this piece of meat, it's going to be all gnarly, all different places. It really doesn't have any form to it. But you are going to start to notice that there is some areas that are just plain fat. Those are the ones you want to remove. So as you can see on this part of the meat, on this part of the fat that I just removed, there's nothing in here, just pure fat. This is what we're trying to get rid of. This whole chunk is just a piece of fat. There is a little bit of meat in there, but the majority of it is fat. Alright, so I went ahead and I removed as much of the fat as I could. You don't want to remove all the fat because some of this does need to go in there to soften the meat. But if you notice, there's a lot of fat that was taken off. I would say at least 30 to 40% of it. So just be aware that you are going to be losing a lot of meat or a lot of weight due to the amount of fat it comes with. Now for the commercial use, they probably don't remove most of this fat. They probably just throw it in there and they mix it up so that when they sell it to you, they sell you with all that fat kind of mixed in. So the next step here, after you've removed as much of the fat as you would want from your barbacoa, is to season it. All right, let's go throw it in the smoker, see what this bad boy looks like. You want to set your smoker at 275, and we're going to be smoking these for at least 4, possibly 5 hours. So now that I've loaded these puppies up, what I'm going to do is I'll just add some chips, smoke it for 4, maybe 5 hours, and then we'll get back to the next step once it's ready. So we're about an hour to an hour and a half into it. I'm just going to check it to see how it's looking. Let's see what the color looks like. Starting to get some good color to it. Now it's time to prepare for your next step in the process. For this step, you're going to need some beef broth. You're going to need an onion, and you're going to need a pan to put in your beef cheeks. And the last thing is you would need some foil paper. You're going to cut the onion. After this, don't cut this way, cut this way, because you want to try to keep your onion as ringy as possible, if that makes sense. You're gonna be able to cut these out because you're gonna make these, and this is gonna be the bed that your beef cheeks, your barbacoa, is going to be laying in for the next couple of hours. So you want to put these onions inside your pan. So my barbacoa beef cheeks have been in the smoker for about 3.5, almost 4 hours. I'm looking at the temp. I did put in a meat probe. Other products you see here, I do have a link in the description below. So if you want to use some of these products, I have links to Amazon where you can find them readily available. This is one of them. This is a meat probe. This one is telling me that my internal temp of my meat right now is at 165, 162. So I'm gonna open this up. Take a look at the color. I'm liking it. The next step here is once you hit the color that you want, or at least 160 to 165 up here, the next step is to go ahead and pull these out. Oh, that smell. Okay, so your beef cheeks have hit the 160 to 165, and now the next step here is to add some beef broth. The next step here is to wrap it in foil. Now let's go ahead and stick this baby back in the smoker. Leave it in here for about another 4, possibly 5 hours. We're gonna be checking the temperature. Once it hits about 200 degrees on the internal temperature, that means that your barbacoa is ready to be pulled out. So now we're 3 hours into wrapping them. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna open them up just to give them a little check. So this is what we have. Smells good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get the biggest piece. This would be the biggest piece right here. I'm just gonna insert it halfway through. So now I'm looking for a temperature of 200. It's very close. It's at 196, as you can see here. All right, so it's that time. We have our beef cheeks that have been smoking for the last 8 hours, close to 9 hours, 8.5 hours. This barbacoa is ready to go. The next thing I want to do is I want to pull it out. My internal meat temperature on my barbacoa came to 189. Oh, hold on. It's my I'm getting a notification that my temperature is out of range. Boom, boom, boom. So the next step here is now just to cut up and enjoy. Oh yeah, that's barbacoa right there. Very soft, it's really good, guys. All right, so that's how you make barbacoa in your smoker. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Once again, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.